Show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another great LTS show. I am your host, Bodkins, of course. Folks, we got a little special show tonight. But before we get into it, this show is dedicated to my friend, Thomas Lyon. If you see the bottom of the screen, it is Justice for Thomas Lyon and support his family. To tell you kind of, Thomas Lyon is one of the most greatest people that ever walked God's green earth, the most genuine people. So a year ago, Thomas married his wife down in Panama City, Florida. This year they went back. He's vacationing. He had got to Panama City a few hours. Him and his wife enjoyed the beach. Him and his wife, his kids, and his in-laws were all at the beach. They were going to walked through a crosswalk. And here comes a drunk driver doing 80 miles an hour and a 35 mile limit. Thomas pushed two of his kids out of the way and was hit by the drunk driver and was pronounced dead shortly after that. Wife, kids all saw it. Wife, kids all well. Unfortunately for my friend Thomas, he's not well. He is, it's hard for me to say, like in another life, but he went out the best way anybody could. I don't want to say like a real G. I mean, we talk about heroes on this show. We talk about people we admire on this show, and there may not be a better person to talk about, being a hero than Thomas Lyon. He literally saved his kids, his life, his nephew's life, and come to find out his wife would have been pregnant with their third child. So there is the GoFundMe link into the description of the show. If you could, give it out the bottom of your heart to donate whatever you can to him and his wife, to his wife and her family. They're going through a hard time, obviously. Drunk driver is, to kind of give you context, drunk driver was booked, drunk driver was released, drunk driver was arrested again, drunk driver is now out. The family is seeking, obviously, full justice. We want justice for my friend. So if you can find it in the kindness of your heart tonight, tomorrow, sometime, to hit that GoFundMe link and donate some money. It's fitting that when I asked the boys that, if we could do this tonight, they all said yes. And then I thought about our friend Dan Harris as well. This was always something that this platform was built for. Dan did several different GoFundMe things as well. So shout out to, the guy who built this network on the LTS network and did these things as well. But nonetheless, we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to have some laughs as well. But this one's for Thomas. He was a kind person, and then I'll reshare a story of Thomas at the end as well. But if you could, again, find it in your thoughts and prayers for his family. And if you could donate whatever you can to the GoFundMe link that's in the description of this show, any amount possible is helpful. But let's go ahead and get into it. I missed the boys on Monday. We are back with Mr. First Down, Sam.
Howdy, buddy. How you doing?
The best that we can. It sucks having to open up a show like this. I am usually more joyful, and I'm probably not I suck at deaths. I really do. But this one, as a friend in a 29-year-old youngster, that is hard for me because I met Thomas as a young 18-year-old kid and was watching him grow up to be a man, a mature man, and enjoy life. So it's hard. Because he's still 29, man. He had his whole life ahead of me. I look at me when I was 29 to 37. I grew up and matured so much, and Thomas was a loving dad and husband. So,
yes, it is, not to keep going, but it is, as somebody that is a dad, I would think, goodness, I hope I'm like him if something like that ever happens. I would never wish that on my wife, my kids, or anything like that, But to have the the gumption and bravery to push your family out of the way is in a split second is absolutely amazing to me. And if you can give, please do. What a heartbreaking thing. Absolutely heartbreaking.
Thanks, Sam. We'll go ahead and we'll bring in our own Hall of Famer, Scott Cobe, and we'll go ahead and bring in Mr. Johnny Cruz. Boys, I've missed you. I feel like it's been a while since we've done one of these together.
If that is Johnny, if I hear him say left-handed God, he's out of here. All right, that's all I got to say.
That might be Jonathan Cruz, not Johnny Cruz.
Listen to that evil chuckle. Listen to that evil chuckle.
It's
different from Star Wars.
It's been a while. My thoughts and prayers with you, Nick, and with the family. I went through something like that a couple of years ago with my cousin's wife, so I know exactly where you're sitting at right now. So, thoughts and prayers to you and the family. And when they talk about hero, that man's a hero. So
you're here.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's a OG type move right there. You know what I'm saying? Talk about going out, you know what I'm saying, as a true hero, saving his children and the family like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We've talked about this already, Nick. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts and prayers to his fam and what they're going through, whatever. It's a tough time. You know what I'm saying? Life is precious. We've talked about this before, you know what I'm saying? You mentioned Dan, you know what I'm saying? A friend of mine's, fiance passed a few weeks ago. He was only 35, so it can come at you quick. So hug your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy the people around you that mean everything to you. That's why I'm proud and honored to be part of this group here and part of the show. And I thank God and thank Dan Harris every day for bringing us together and making this possible. So shout out to him, and whatever you can do, people, as far as the GoFundMe to help his wife out, who, like you mentioned, is expecting another child. So all positive energy, good vibes, and everything to them. Anything that you could do will greatly be appreciated. But he went out like a gangster, man. He did what he had to do to save his family, and to think that, like, Sam said, in a split second, to just have the instinct and the reflex to just, move people out the way and take that on like that is beyond heroic, man. So,
crazy. And I'll get off of this. Jim Ross, who's the wrestling announcer, does a podcast, and one of his sayings is, "Tomorrow's are never given."
Right.
And sure enough,
Amen.
they're never given.
Yeah.
Say I love you to your family and friends, kiss, hug, whatever you need to do.
Absolutely,
because you don't know what the next day brings. So,
amen.
So you love me, Scott. Say it in front of everybody.
I love you all, group.
Not only if he acknowledges,
acknowledge. Tomorrow night, baby. Acknowledge it.
I love all y'all motherfuckers. Even if I want to drop kick you sometimes, I love all y'all.
You want to drop kick me, Johnny? We're friends today.
Let's get into tonight's business, folks. It's we continue our previews of the NFL divisions. It is the AFC North. By my justification, this is probably the best damn division in all of football.
Yep. All caps. He's mad. He's loud and proud.
Yeah, it is. This is the best division, and why not have one of the best damn guys in talking this division that we know. I think last year he came on and he kind of said, like, hey, watch out for my team, the Browns. Watch out. Host of the Audible podcast. Give it up for our friend, the one and only Bobby G, baby.
Your operator.
What up?
What's happening?
Bobby, I got some money burning in my hand. You got any predictions for the
AFC? Show off.
I do.
I got to get rid of this money somehow.
I don't think I've seen cash in so long. Ever since I got married. That was the last time.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
I do.
What's it like? Does it still feel like paper?
Sam, acknowledge me, and I'll send this to you.
Hey, right there at the bottom of the screen.
Go
fund me in the description.
Tomorrow morning when I get home from work, I am definitely doing that. So,
go ahead, Bobby. How you been, brother? We missed you.
I'm good, man. It's good to be talking, football with the fellas. Before we really get into it,
What up, Al?
listening to the intro, condolences to you and your friend's family, and more importantly, I do host Audible podcast. We close every episode with a mental health check-in with each other because men, we don't do that too enough. We don't ask about how each other's doing. We just don't check in. So shout out to you for being able to open up and share that. A lot of people won't. That's a huge part of the healing process, and I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying. We're all here for you. So,
yeah, and really, like I was telling Sam before, I mean, Thomas was my friend, but like I was like the out circle friend, you know what I mean? And we maintained touch every time we saw each other. He dapped me up, hey brother, I'm proud of you, and I'd say I'm proud of him. But man, I feel like my heart breaks for like those real close friends. I know that he was close, and it's obviously his wife and the rest of them. But Bobby, like you got some celebration here, brother, because you said the Browns were going to make the playoffs last year, and by God, Joe Flacco came in and did it. Before we start looking at the division, I'm going to start with you, Bobby. Just how you feel about the AFC North this year. I think it's the best damn division in football.
I do too. I mean, I said the same thing last year as well. Obviously, it was the first division in NFL history. Every team finished above 500. I look for the same this year. I'm actually picking every team in the division to make the playoffs this year.
Oh, damn.
I think it's
I ain't gonna front, but I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I went with your Browns as well, but I thought your boy Deshaun was gonna like make it through the season. I didn't realize that Joe Flacco was gonna get off his couch at 47 years old and lead the Browns to the playoffs. But now I'm with you, man. That's gonna be a battle this season. We don't know what Joe Burrow is gonna come back looking like. We don't know what's gonna happen with the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh. I'm actually a big fan of Justin Fields. I think he's going to snatch that away from Russell Wilson. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think if your defense plays similar to what they played last year, you've got plenty of weapons on the offensive side. And if Deshaun is 80% of what he was, I think you guys got a really good chance of winning that division again.
We'll get into like that part later, Johnny. I just want to know as the whole is the AFC North.
Yeah, it has to be the best division. I mean,
100%.
every other division has that one team like the Patriots that's just garbage. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry. My bad, Scott. My bad.
Johnny Cruz and Scott Cope at odds on the show. Sam remains unscathed.
That's the muscle relaxers kicking in. Damn, Scott, you didn't have to leave, Scott. I was just joking.
Hey, people love to see anguish. They love this stuff. This high quality drama.
I think we're all.
Hey, Lyle, do it, Scott. Break a riff, baby. Come on.
I think we all are in agreement that this is the best team. I got to pull up Sam's text message. Sam sent me some notes for tonight as I was getting busy. So to win the division, the AFC odds North to win the division, the Ravens have the best odds at plus 125. Obviously, they're the defending AFC North champions. Mm-hmm. The Bengals, obviously, really high on. You guys know how I feel about Joe Burrow, but can he stay healthy? They're at plus 165. Bobby's Browns are plus 550. So. And then we got the Pittsburgh Steelers bringing up the rear at plus 700. But, I mean, if the Steelers win this damn division, I don't think anybody's really that surprised.
Tomlin magic.
No, right. I mean, they haven't had a losing record in the 16 years that he's been there?
No.
So, yeah, man, you can't count Pittsburgh out. It's going to be interesting, man. But
can't count them out, but I can't.
If they make this trade for Brandon Ayuk and they add Ayuk,
AFC North today, hot take. It's AFC
I think
North. Thank you.
Those odds go down, right? You know what I mean?
My opinion is, first of all, Pittsburgh offered San Francisco a package. San Francisco turned it down. So Pittsburgh is trying to play this wait out game with San Francisco, thinking they have to trade him at some point. But when is too late to trade him? When is it too late?
Never.
Never.
I don't think the deal. I'm on record saying I don't think he gets traded at all. By the way, this year,
I don't think so either. He's
either
going to Bobby's Cleveland Browns or he's staying in San Francisco.
Nah, he's staying in San Francisco. Cleveland don't want him.
We learned once he said we've already been through that. Once he said I don't want to play for Cleveland, like we were out.
Right? Yeah. Our GM well, I seriously, because here's the deal. He said no to the Patriots. He said no to Cleveland. He wants to play in Pittsburgh.
He wants to go play for his daddy, Mike Tomlin. They're similar. They look the same.
Exactly. He want to play for Pittsburgh, but San Francisco's playing hardball with Pittsburgh. They want Pittsburgh to ante up more.
Yeah.
If they don't, he's staying in San Francisco. I think that's where he ends up. I don't think he goes anywhere. So
they have all the cards in their corner because even he doesn't play. That's the only way he can. But he has to play to show that he's worth the money that he's asking for. And if he finishes the season, they can still franchise him next year. So
he wants what he wants.
Zero leverage.
He wants a Justin Jefferson like contract. He's not getting it. He's not getting it.
He ain't Justin Jefferson.
He isn't getting it. So play on the what you got. Ball out. They sign you to franchise tag. Don't sign it. Just don't sign it. Sit out. That's what it's all.
Yeah, let's we'll start with the Cincinnati Bengals, the team that finished last. Obviously, Joe Burrow gets hurt last year. How many games they win last year? I missed that part out.
They won.
Not enough.
Is this the Watkins bump again? Are we back to the Watkins bump again?
Maybe. But they missed the playoffs. Burrow's hurt. This year, let's see. Gone for them is they've lost a lot of people because they lost Chidi Oizue, Tyler Boyd, DJ Reader, who was huge for them. Irv Smith Jr.'s gone. Jonah Williams is gone.
Joe Mixon
is gone.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, they were 6-3 last year. They were 6-3.
Okay, 6-3. No, they weren't. Could have been 6-3.
I'm about to say 17 games.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
They
high school. They separated the homes and the aways. I don't know why they do that. They were 9-8 last year.
9-8.
Yeah.
9-8. Okay, that's more
than 10 games.
I don't know why people do that. Home games, away. Put them together. I hate all of you. It's a simple mistake. But guess what? I get to hear.
It's not your fault, though.
All good, Sam. Anyway, in the Bengals, the Bengals,
all good, everybody. All good.
The Bengals. Vegas has got the Bengals at 11.5 wins. Bobby, I'll start with you. Over under on the Bengals 11.5.
Under.
You can elaborate why.
Because of the Bengals. No. Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow doesn't finish the season, I don't want to say the I word, but if he does not finish the season for whatever reason, he's going to get that tag as being injury prone. So you got that to watch out for. I just think they lost too many pieces. The division's too tough. I do think they win 10. I think they win 10. I just don't think they hit 11.
Okay. Johnny, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Bobby pretty much for the same reasons. I'm going to go under on that. I say they win similar to I say they go 9-8 again, maybe 10 wins. But I think this division is going to beat up on each other. That's a lot of losses, man. And the loss of Tyler Boyd is going to be bigger than what you think. Joe Burrow has missed more games for as much as Tua gets a bunch of shit. He's missed more games than Tua has in his 4 years. So can he make it through the season? Did they do enough in the offensive line to protect him? I don't think so. So I'm going to go under. I'm going to say they win 9 games.
If anybody's wondering, Hot Take is a Giants fan, and he wants to talk crap to me. It's really funny. Anyway. So.
Giants are winning tonight, by the way, Sam. So.
Oh, in the preseason? Oh, that matters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't even talk preseason to Nick. Nick
Nick
don't want to hear that shit.
Preseason, he's like, who said preseason?
It's on the TV right now. I got Carolina, New England on the TV.
You're asking the Bengals. You're asking the Bengals to win 12 games with all those losses. Not only that, you lost your offensive coordinator to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So you're asking them to win 12 games this year? Come on, really? No chance, not a chance.
In that division,
11 at the most.
in the AFC,
I'd say 11 at the most. Burrow got cleared, but his wrist is still, it's not 100%. So,
Sam, what do you got?
I've seen the Bengals start out slow over and over and over again, and that is not a healthy way to live and die with the football season. And I think it's going to cost them, and I think they're going to breach. Huh?
I hate to tell you, but they got the Patriots in week 1. They won't start off slow this year.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. They get their one little glimmer of hope before they're dashed. Okay. But I mean, I remember the hype around them. Was it last year? No, 2 years ago.
Last year they were coming off the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl.
Right. Okay. Well, he walked in and he threw like 3 ducks, like just interceptions, just awful. But I have them at 9 wins, so I'll go under.
Yeah, I think they get. I like them. Watch out, and Scott, I'll go to you for fantasy just a minute. But I love getting rid of Joe Mixon and making a bigger role for Chase Brown. I think that kid's going to be phenomenal. So I don't think they're going to miss Joe Mixon. I do think they could miss Tyler Boyd a little bit. And I'm kind of high too on. He always finds his tight end. So Mike Gesicki, Mr. Gritty himself, as I like to call him. I think he could be worth something. That defense is going to be a little bit better. I do think the offensive line is going to be all right. It can Joey B stand up straight? That's going to be the key. But 11.5 wins in this. First of all, you're playing in this division, which is tough already. We just said, we think this is the best division in football. I could see them just all splitting with each other. It'd be hard to sweep somebody. I like it 10 wins, so I'm going to go under. Scott, what about fantasy plays? Who you like on the Bengal wise?
So there's two things with the Bengals. Chase Brown, number one, it may end up taking over the lead role in Cincinnati. Zach Moss has not proven he could play a whole year, number one. And number two, if you remember before Zach Moss was in Indianapolis, he was about to get cut before Jonathan Taylor got hurt. So I'm not confident Zach Moss can carry the load. And number two, they're talking about putting Jamar Chase in the slot. And if he's a slot receiver, he's going to go off this year. I mean, completely off. So watch for that because they have a couple of wide receivers they like on the outside that they may move Chase into the slot. So keep that in mind. So if you're in the first round of your fantasy draft, Jamar Chase is not going to be the worst pick at all at number 6 or 7. So,
yeah.
Need him. They need him bad.
Yeah, 11.5 is a crazy over-under. Baltimore was the number 1 seed. What was their record last year? 12-5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
12. So, I mean, 12 wins can win you the number 1 seed. So for their over-under to be 11.5 is wild, bro.
What you're asking Cincinnati to do is their secondary is not that good. So what you're asking Cincinnati to do is all of a sudden play defense like they haven't in the last 3 years since their Super Bowl year. I don't think it's going to happen.
Not to mention their O-line. All of a sudden, their O-line is going to be legit now?
No.
I don't know, man.
For years. So.
And I'm saying? I don't wish injury on anybody. I want to see Joe Burrow play the whole season. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of great players, and he's a great player. But that line worries me, bro. Every time I think about Joe Burrow, I think about Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Just destroyed.
And even though I sang the praises of Jamar Chase a minute ago, he is a hold-in right now. He has not practiced at all.
He's
and
going
the
to get
longer
paid.
you go without practicing, the worse your season is going to be. So
they got to pay that kid, bro. They got to pay him.
They'll pay him, and they'll get the deal done. Like, he wants to – you know what I mean? Like,
he's already got the chemistry with Joe Burrow. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's not going.
They were trying to trade for. I read before the draft they were trying to trade for Justin Jefferson to get back on the college track.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they were trying. Yeah, before he signed his mega deal.
They offered T. Higgins and like 2 firsts, I think, for Justin Jefferson or something.
Goodness.
Minnesota
they didn't pay T. Higgins. But I don't think they plan on paying T. Higgins at all.
Minnesota said, thanks for calling, Cincinnati. We greatly appreciate it. Click.
Your call is very important to us. Could you stay on the line? Da, 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 da. I can feel it coming.
Let's get into let's get into the next one.
What up, Brian?
Yeah,
don't say
what up?
Don't say.
Yeah. Let's get into the next team. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They make the playoffs with a carousel of QBs. I mean, when you got Mason Rudolph starting games, you had Mitch Trubisky starting games, you had Kenny Pickett starting games, and somehow, some way, Mike Tomlin does what he always does. Wins.
Looks terrified. Oh, sorry.
I mean, wins. Gone is all those quarterbacks. In is Mr. Dangerous Russ Wilson. In is Justin Fields, and I hate camp talk more than anything because it looks really good throwing the 7-on-7.
Which one do you hate more? Preseason or camp talk? Choose.
Excuse me, I'd just like to point out, Dangerous Russ has not gotten on the field yet. So where's the competition right now?
Reports are that a lot of people like Fields right now. But nonetheless, gone is Deontay Johnson. They did draft another wide receiver to go along with Kenny Pickett. Bobby, your rival, Vegas has got them. I'm looking at it's 8.5 wins for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers.
Over all day. I mean,
yeah.
What more does Mike Tomlin have to prove? It's like Jay-Z. What more can I say? What more can I do? He wins football games. No matter what 53 men you give him, they're going to go out there and play varsity ball, as he likes to say. And they're going to win football games. The defense is always going to be top-notch. And as long as he gets average quarterback play, which I think he'll get above average quarterback play, I think Mike Tomlin is the exact coach Russell Wilson needs right now in his career. I'm not high on Justin Fields as everybody else is. I don't think he touches the field this year. When they picked up Russ, I immediately thought it would not surprise me to see Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl, because I have that much faith. I have that much faith in Mike Tomlin. Like, if he can get the bag of bones that was Ben Roethlisberger the last 2 seasons of his career to get them to basically the number 1 seed almost.
Yeah.
What can he do with a Russell Wilson who's looking to prove himself? He went from being a great free agent pickup to somehow everybody on earth giving his job away. Like, you don't think that dude is like pissed on the inside? Like, I got a ring, y'all. I'm the only person in this locker room besides the coach that has a Super Bowl ring. What are y'all saying? So, yeah, I think Russ is going to go out and get it done. I like Pittsburgh for the over.
You like him? Like, you think Super Bowl, though, for real?
It would not surprise me. If Pittsburgh ended up in the Super Bowl, it would not surprise me. Like, this is the exact kind of makeup and game. I think the game plan that they'll use is rookie year Russ.
They
can run the ball. You got a receiver on the outside, and George Pickens, who can make spectacular catches.
He's a stud, yo.
Yeah.
Nick, I would like to go ahead and apologize to your next head kicks and haymakers, because this guy is going to be really annoying.
Whit loves the Steelers. Bobby, what do you make? It seems like people in Pittsburgh, though, it's like they're not happy with Tomlin anymore. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's just like people
they're spoiled, just like Patriots fans. You say they don't realize how good they got it, having a winning season every year.
Johnny, did you take your Patriots medicine tonight? Is this what you're doing?
Dude, I've got 20 years of built up hate for the Patriots in me, bro.
I don't get the Tomlin. I don't get the Tomlin hate.
I don't get that either, man.
It's people getting. They want to win a certain way, and they think the grass is greener, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Quiet as kept. You can make the argument Mike Tomlin, now that Belichick is going, is the best coach in the NFL. You can make the argument.
I'd say Andy Reid. I'd give it to Andy Reid.
But you give it to, but you can make the argument.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's funny because like they love Bill Cowher so long, and I think Mike Tomlin has surpassed Bill Cowher.
Yeah.
Is he, Alan? Hot takes out to kill me for whatever reason. I don't get it. We're like AFC North. I'm having a good time.
What was that over under again? 8.5?
8.5, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm with Bobby. I'm taking the over on that as well. Like he said, Mike Tomlin's gonna go back to old school, just running the ball, pound the ball, and then you got Pickens and a couple other guys on the outside. If Russ is in there, he'll make just enough plays for them to win games. And that defense is always going to be there, ready to play. Like that's one thing about Mike Tomlin's team is always going to be prepared to play. That's the thing about Mike Tomlin with his teams. Yeah. So I'm not going to root against that, man. So I will take the over on that.
Sam?
I'm going over as well for a lot of the same reasons you guys say, right? It's like the saying with Bill Belichick, I just can't turn my back on him. He gets that team ready. They're good to play. I mean, they're going over. Now, I'm not going to go like Super Bowl, but I do believe they will probably reach the playoffs either as a wild card or they take the division.
What about you, Scott?
How can you doubt what Mike Tomlin's done year in and year out?
You can't.
He rolls out of bed and wins 9 games every year. Give me the this could be
and
the
easiest. His coffee.
This could be the easiest over under that is in the NFL this year. Could be.
I agree because the man Bobby said first of all he won over 9 games with Ben Roethlisberger who couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards. Like my 7-year-old son could throw a ball further at that point.
They won 9 games with that rotation of quarterbacks, Nick.
Exactly. You won 9 games with a mixture of Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and Mitch Trubisky. You won 9 games with those guys. You telling me you can't win 9 games with whether it's Russ or Justin Fields?
Come on.
Right.
Of course they can.
I do think they'll run. Naj kind of bounced back. They realize he's not going to be the lead back at all times. I love the Warren kid, what he brought in last year. Mm-hmm. Scott's right, man. I think we're all in agreement.
They solidified their offensive line as well. Yeah. Like they
went out and drafted a huge offensive lineman. Like that's Steeler football. Protect the quarterback, whether it's Russ or whether it's Justin Fields.
The only reason I can explain why it's 8.5 because they traded Deontay Johnson, and everybody looks at their receiving core and says, "What?"
But how many times have they found guys? You know what I mean? Like, the Chase Claypools of the world. Chase Claypool's best year was when he was
second and third round guys. They always find those
absolutely
develop them.
What was that? Matavius Bryant or something like that a couple years ago. Yeah. Like guys like him, like they always find
wide receivers. Always get them.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They always find somebody that you didn't know the year prior. Then they blow up, and then they go to another team, and then never be heard from again. Antonio Brown.
Watch out for Roman Wilson.
I was just going to say Roman Wilson or Deuce Watts.
How many Hall of Famers have left Pittsburgh and they're still winning?
Yeah, exactly.
Le'Veon Bell was on the Hall of Fame track. Deuces, I'm still winning. Antonio Brown, Hall of Fame track. Deuces, I'm still winning. Ben Roethlisberger, you want to retire? Deuces, I'm still winning. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
no phase. Nothing phases.
The defense is always going to be good. I mean, TJ Watt, is one of the top 2 or 3 best defensive players in the league. I expect big things from the corner that Joey Porter Jr. this year. Like, you know what I mean? Like they got a squad, man. Like, and they still got Minka Fitzpatrick still there. Like that team is still good. They still got, like Bobby said, arguably one of the best top 2-3 coach in the league. In Mike Tomlin. Scott, you mentioned the one receiver from the Steelers. Who else are you looking at fantasy-wise from the Steelers?
Pat Frymuth, the tight end. He's going to be second leading target guy on the Steelers, I think. He's going to have the middle of the field basically to himself. Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Justin Fields in Chicago targeted Cole Kmet over and over.
Joy, hot take. Tears of joy.
And Russell Wilson will target Pat Frymuth over and over again. So I think down in the red zone, I think it's going to be Pat Frymuth that catches most of the passes in the red zone. So I would look for him to have a top 7 or 8 tight end season in fantasy this year. So.
Yeah, let's again, while we got a lot of people in the chat, I just want to reiterate what I said at the top of the show. There's a GoFundMe link in the description of the show. If you could hit that, donate some money for a father who gave his life to save his own children, hit by a drunk driver. That's what tonight's show is dedicated to. So if you missed the top of the show, I just want to reiterate the GoFundMe link is in the description of the show. So let's get into Bobby's team, none other than the Cleveland Browns. Gone is the guy who saved their season, and Joe Flacco. They still got Deshaun Watson. They still got Myles Garrett. Nick Chubb is going to come back. They went out and got Jerry Jeudy, added him as well. Amari Cooper, to me, is one of the most underrated players in the NFL. But the Browns here, who won 10 games last year and made the playoffs, are at 9.5, Bobby. Over under on your Brownies.
11 games, sir. We were the sixth best team in the NFL. Put an respect on that. It didn't look like it in the playoffs, though. But it really did. What'd you say the over under was?
9.5.
9.5. 9.5.
And this one's for Scott. Here's your bet. Here's your parlay. Taking over. Not only that, we win the division this year.
Woo!
Wow.
Bobby stole my thunder.
You can be the Lightning, though. You can be the Lightning.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. I mean, it's just a lot to like. Like to think that we're coming in 100% healthy. We got 10 out of 11 starters coming back on defense. This is their second year in the program, so now, they can try some new things. Everybody knows where they should be. We should be better on the road. That's really all we need from the defense. Just travel. At home, we were the 85 Bears. On the road, Jesus Christ, help us. All they got to do is travel.
Yep.
I
forgot you got the two-time Coach of the Year award too, winner.
Absolutely. Yep. Kevin Stefanski. I love what he's doing. I've been a fan of his since he's been the coach. I wish we'd have hired him a year earlier, but they wanted to try the Freddie Kitchens experiment. I'm a big keep that same energy guy. Deshaun Watson's going to be top of the conversation as long as the Browns are. The last time I saw Deshaun Watson on the football field, he was 14-14, 154 yards, beating the Baltimore Ravens.
He had his best game as a Brown in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looked like he was, but even through the season, he's led the team to a 5-1 record. So, based on what I've seen, I don't need Houston Deshaun Watson with the roster we have. I need Deshaun Watson to give me Kirk Cousins, bro.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just play good football.
That's it. Yeah, don't turn the ball over.
Well, then that's not Kirk Cousins, Bobby. That's not Kirk Cousins.
That's not Kirk in the playoffs. In the playoffs,
you don't want prime time Kirk. You just play like Kirk Cousins on a 1:00 Sunday afternoon. Kirk Cousins.
There you go. All right, how about this? Kirk Cousins 1 through 3, and then the fourth quarter, give me Deshaun. I like it.
Smart.
I see Nick Chubb coming back week 4, and same thing on offense. We actually have 11 out of 11 starters returning, plus the addition of Jerry Jeudy, who doesn't have the pressure to be the number 1 draft pick. He does, all that pressure he had on him in Denver's wiped away. He can just come play football. Plus, he's been under Amari's wing since the trade happened. Remember, Amari Cooper is his idol. Like, how often do you get the chance to play with you or do anything with your idol in real life? So he's been under his wing since the trade. They've been working out down in Florida. Like I say, I expect Nick Chubb to come back in week 4. I don't see the point of rushing him back in week 1. Let him get those couple extra weeks. I'd rather have him late in the season. Schedule is tough, but so was planned with 5 quarterbacks. So,
Bobby, you play the Dallas Cowboys week 1. It's not that
smashed.
Finish them.
I've been according to what they say. I don't think it's that tough either. I think they just put it because of our division, and we play the NFC West. But it's like I don't like the Broncos. The Raiders. We got to see. I've never been big on the Chargers. Obviously, Kansas City is who they are, and then we drew who out of the South. I think we played the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. No, Jaguars, and then we play.
We go to your house at the end of the year.
Right, in December, so I'm not afraid of that match. Like, it's easier than they're making it out to be.
Yeah, it is. no doubt.
There's just some real I think there's more schedule losses than anything. Like we got a period where we play like a Thursday night, a month. It's weird, and we got like Pittsburgh twice in 3 weeks with the Broncos in between. It's just crazy the way it's
a weird schedule for a bunch of teams. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we're AFC North champions this year. We're calling it right now. Book it.
Oh, we do that later in the show, Bobby. Thanks for ruining, who's number one.
Thanks for the show. Yeah. See you later, everybody. Good night.
Yeah. Pretty good time.
Yeah,
Johnny, who you like here at over under 9.5?
I'm with Bobby as well. I'm taking the over on this. You know what I'm saying? I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland last year as well. He mentioned Chubb coming back after a few weeks, but they got other running backs that can hold it down. The thing about Cleveland, like he mentioned, is their defense on the road. Are they going to show up? You know what I'm saying? Because that offensive line is stacked. Their skill players are stacked. You know what I'm saying? Again, we mentioned Jerry Jeudy, but you got David Njoku at tight end. You got Elijah Moore as another wide receiver. If Deshaun Watson, he doesn't need to be Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson. He needs to be a good quarterback. He doesn't have to be a superstar. He needs to be a good quarterback. And then in that fourth quarter, when they need him to make a play or two, be able to make that play or two that they need. And the defense is going to keep them in every game. The coach is always coming up with good game plans. So I like Cleveland a lot. I'm not going to say they win the division. I know we're not talking about that just yet anyway. But I like Cleveland a lot in this division.
Man, it's going to be hard. Well, we're going to do the rankings here in a minute, but I'm just going through my head, man, I don't know who to pick who or what.
All four teams could win 10 games.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. And finish first through, last. That's what's crazy.
Right.
Sam, over and under, 9.5 wins here for the Brownies.
They're going over. I mean, look at this. Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, Jordan Hicks, Grant Delpit. The list goes on and on. These guys are going to be competitive in almost every game. They just need to be on the other side of it. If they're in the away games. I mean, apparently if you play in Brown Stadium, you just get your butt whipped anyway. So I can't bet against them. Them and the Steelers, I think they're going over easily.
Yeah, if they dominate the line of scrimmage, you're done.
Yes.
You're done.
Yeah, Bobby mentioned that at home they've been killing it. Mm-hmm. Real quick before I get to you, Scott, Bobby, what do you make of the notion of the Browns having an indoor stadium?
I'm not a fan, because honestly, and it's not because I'm one of those the football needs to be played, because it's not even that. It's just you can't tell me that we don't get 2 wins a year because we play outdoors.
Right.
That San Francisco game, that kicker doesn't miss that field goal if that's in the dome. We won that was a stadium win. So that was a sitting on the lake, 30-mile-an-hour wind swirling around victory. And hey, every team needs a little bit of luck, and that stadium is our luck. Keep it outdoors.
I agree.
That is quite a hot take right there, boy.
Wow, hot take. He should just be
hot take is trolling. Hot take is trolling everybody tonight.
Hot take is.
I love me some hot take city. For sure. I love him some hot take city, but I thought Nick was the biggest troll in my life. Sorry, Nick. You found him.
Go ahead, Scott. Over under here, 9.5 wins on the Browns.
They're over by a comfortable margin. They're over by a comfortable margin. I if they play any type of defense on the road, they're in great shape, buddy. They're in great shape.
That's the second biggest troll right there.
Yeah, it's all good, Ronald.
Yeah,
Ronald. Is it good, Johnny? Ronald. I don't know. What do you think, Ronald?
So you're going over. You got over. 9.5. I think they probably. I'm looking at their schedule. It's not. Again, you can make a case. All these teams.
I think it looks tougher on paper than it really is.
I'm going to say under. I think 9 wins, just because. I think their own division is too tough, and then you add in the Eagle. You got the Eagles there. Who knows what the Chargers are going to be?
Nick, remember what Bobby said last year on this show? He's got receipts.
Well, I mean, Bobby has
receipts.
chimed in on my show plenty of
There you go,
time
hot
asking
take.
about receipts. And
There you go. hot
every
take.
time,
Watch it.
Bobby, be adjust. Every time you show up, what do I say? I say, Bobby, I was wrong. You was right.
Yeah.
I pay back my respect.
I will pay homage in the air. He doesn't have to be called out. He knows when
Yeah.
he knows when he messed up.
Yeah,
One day-
I'm
one day-
saying, hey.
It's easier just to believe me.
You ready to believe?
Yeah, it's easier.
Hey,
just to
hey,
believe.
you can
Let's
take a
believe
horse to
that-
water. You just can't make him drink it, Bobby. I'm
That's
stubborn. You know what I mean? I'm stubborn, brother. I'm going to say under here. I think just 9.5. I don't know. Man, it's
Under?
just too tough. Let's get into the team that won this division last year, and that's none other than the Baltimore Ravens. They bring in Derrick Henry. Gone is Odell, but I don't really think that's a loss at this point in time. Ravens
Miami. He's going to do great things. Don't worry.
10 and a half wins here, Bobby, for the defending North champions.
That's right, Alan. Beat me
And the MVP Lamar Jackson, which two-time MVP, which is wild to think about.
You say it's 10 or 10.5.
It's 10 and a half.
All right. Take the under, but I think they win 10 exactly. So don't. I think they win 10 exactly. So I'm gonna take the under. But they just don't have any weapons on the outside. Like, I'm not afraid of it. If I'm playing the Ravens, I'm stacking the box. For at least my Browns, where I got Denzel and Emerson, so I'm not worried about Zay Jones in the slot. I'm stacking that box up, and I'm saying, yeah, please, Derrick Henry and Lamar beat me, because you can't go downfield. And
Yeah, Rashad Bateman's has not been the end. I do like Scott. I didn't go back to you on the Browns real quick on the fantasy after Bobby's. Go ahead,
Sure.
finish the top.
yeah, I think they letting Patrick Queen go was a big mistake. I think you got to keep him, and they just can't get it right on the outside. You can't get it right on the outside. So yeah, I'm playing you one-on-one, stacking the box. If Mark Andrews and Zay Jones can beat me, cool. But I'm definitely not letting Derrick Henry and Lamar get off. So, but
Yeah.
some teams are gonna. Sorry, Johnny, your Dolphins seem to always let Lamar get off. Some teams are gonna let it happen.
Well, we don't play them this year, so I ain't worried about it this year.
Great answer.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Some teams let them off, and they're going to get 10.
What was that over under again? Did you say 10.5?
10.5.
It was 11.5 about a month ago. So when people are taking it, it's dropped.
I mean, I'm gonna go under and say they went 11. I'm gonna give them their props. They're the defending champs of that division. Just saying Derrick Henry in the same backfield as Lamar Jackson is kind of scary because of his ability to run the ball. Lamar Jackson, obviously. Jeez, I'm with Bobby though. There's no threat on the outside that you really worry about except for Mark Andrews. I don't trust Lamar as far as being able to get the ball consistently out there. But again, I'm not going to bet against the damn Baltimore Ravens because they always find a way to win games. So yeah, I'll take the under, but I'll take them at 11.
All right.
And to clarify real quick for Mr. Ronald,
it would have been over. It would have been over.
What I meant about
you're taking the over.
Oh, okay, 10.5. Yeah, I will take the over. I'll take 11. But as far as in the trenches, the Browns are one of the teams that have the ability to dominate the trenches on both sides of the ball. They have a dominant offensive line.
Yeah,
and
there's
they have
not too many teams that can do that.
That was the point I was getting at, Ronald.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you dominate the trenches, you win. But Cleveland has the ability to do it on both sides of the ball because of both of their offensive and defensive lines.
That's right.
It's like Loki, baby. We have a Hulk.
Sam, go ahead.
Right.
Number 95.
I do not like seeing King Henry in purple, but I understand it. It's the best place for him to go. But
that's the one place I didn't want him to go, man. Damn.
I mean, it was like we just talked about Thanos. It is inevitable, right?
Yeah. Yep.
They're the number one rushing defense or offense for a reason or whatnot. But as we've said, bang the drum a million times, being the leading rusher does not win you the championship or anything like that. And I think there's going to be a little bit of a letdown from it. What was the over under? What'd you say?
10.5.
10.5.
Yeah, 10.5.
I say they go. Okay, I'll do it. F it. I'll do it.
All trolls are welcome here, Ronald.
Yeah. If you ask hot take about that,
If you ask Ronald, Victor Wembanyama is going to win the Super Bowl.
I think. I think. Wow. I think they're going to struggle moving the ball very well this year. I think there's going to be a little bit of a letdown from that playoff game. And I think it's going to be like when you played my team when they were good, right? We have to stop the run or we're definitely losing. And so I think they're going to struggle. So I think I'm going under.
Yeah.
What the hell? Hot take. Give me a second. We're talking AFC North hot take. AFC North. The other show was 2 weeks ago. My God, man. Anyway.
So first of all, my Browns fantasy player is Jerry Jeudy. I think the revitalization.
Njoku, I love Njoku, man.
Of Jerry Jeudy is Njoku is not a value. Jerry Jeudy is a great value. You're getting him in double-digit rounds, and he could end up leading the Browns in receiving. Could. I'm not saying he will, but he could. In terms of the Ravens, I think they're going under. I just think that the teams will sell out to stop the run and make Lamar
I dare you to throw it. I dare you.
And I don't think that Lamar can throw the ball and beat teams. So I'm gonna go to the under this year. I think this is one of the years that Baltimore just struggles, and I think that the AFC Championship game started that downhill trend because I think the coaching staff will say, "Oh, they're stacking the box. We're gonna confuse teams. We're gonna throw the ball coming out." That isn't gonna be a way to beat Kansas City opening night at Kansas City by throwing the ball against them. You got to run the ball. So.
What about your Ravens players, fantasy wise? Who are you looking at?
Everybody
Mark
says
Andrews.
Mark Andrews is tight end 4 right now.
I like Isaiah Likely.
Drafted.
Take a flyer on him. Andrews has been getting hurt. I
do, but when you look at last year when Andrews got hurt, Isaiah Likely did not make as big an impact as I thought he was going to. And that tells me that Lamar doesn't have much confidence throwing him the ball, that he'll make plays. Now, Rashad Bateman's been the name out of Ravens camp all preseason long. I don't buy it.
We've heard that for 3 years, Scott. We've heard that for 3 years.
We've been waiting for years for Rashad Bateman to do something. He hadn't done crap. Yeah. So I think it's Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews is going to get peppered with targets. Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers are going to be the two guys that get peppered with targets. So I'm going to take Andrews at tight end 4. I'm going to say he's the value for me. So,
in the words of Nick Watkins, don't believe shit you hear about camp and preseason games. None of that shit matters.
You can believe the Rashad Bateman non-hype because he's not.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. They're hyping him up. I said I don't believe that shit because
I don't believe
that for 4 years.
He's going to get injured after week 2, so he's going to be
10.5 wins on the Ravens. I'm going to say under. I just don't. I'm not. 11 is tough. I don't think anybody in this division gets 11 wins. That's how I just think that. I think they're going to beat up on each other. Is what I think. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's get into it.
Hold on, Backus. I got the thing that scares me the most about the Ravens is with the new kickoff rules. If you botch that kick, the Ravens get 1 first down there in field goal range.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator for was head coach.
There's only 3 kickers in the league you could say that about 1 first down, and they'll be in field goal in Baltimore. One of them.
Are we starting with Bobby as far as the picks for the seedings?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Bobby. So we'll go bottom to top. Who finishes 4th in this division?
Do it, Bobby.
Cincinnati. We got the Bengals finishing last.
Okay.
Yep.
Hater.
I'm with Bobby. I got Cincinnati finishing last.
All right.
They might only win eight games this year. Like
Fuck outta here.
I don't know what's up with dude. I don't trust Joe Burrow to last the whole season, bro. Like that offensive line,
That's fair.
their defense ain't the best. We don't know what kind of drama they might have with Chase.
Hot take. Who hurt?
I like Joe
Who
Burrow.
hurt?
I like
Okay.
Joe Burrow a lot, but I got a funny feeling Cincinnati's gonna finish. I say 8 or 9 wins, barely.
Whew. Sam, who you got finishing fourth?
Oh, the fourth. I also had him. I don't like picking against Joey Burr, but I mean they've had years and years to fix that O line. And I think one of my things I was concerned about, I told you guys, was they didn't have a good O line in Cincinnati, and now they're not going to have a good O line with the Titans with his offensive coordinator coming here and whatnot. But lo and behold, he went and drafted all those guys. But I'm with you. I think they're going to get hurt again. I think he's going to take on a ton of sacks again, and I just think I don't think it's going to work out. It's just not going to work out. So I think they're in last place.
Scott?
I got Pittsburgh, but I got Pittsburgh losing the tiebreak of Cincinnati for 4th place. So I think both teams are going to have the same record. I think all 4 teams are going to have winning records again. I
think all 4 teams should have winning records. I think it's around 9-10 wins each of them.
Yep. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh finishes 4th, and I just think they lose out in the tiebreaker to Cincinnati. That's how they finish 4th. So,
yeah, I'm going to say the 4th place team, again, 9 wins, would still have them a winning record. I'm going to go Mike Tomlin and the Steelers here. So,
All right.
Bobby, we'll go to you. Your 3rd place team.
Baltimore Ravens.
Mm.
At the end of the day, just not enough firepower.
yeah.
My 3rd place team, I'm going with Pittsburgh. I'm similar to Scott. Like I said, I think the Bengals could either only win 7 or 8 games, or if they win 9 games, they're gonna be tied with Pittsburgh. But I think Pittsburgh will have the tiebreaker over them. But I got Pittsburgh in 3rd place.
Sam?
Ravens 3rd place. It's like Scott and I talked about a second ago. I think there's going to be some downfall from the AFC Championship game. I think they're going to struggle. So they're going to be
Scott?
I mean, I said Pittsburgh, Cincinnati going to finish 3rd and 4th.
Oh, you got Cincinnati finishing 3rd then.
I got Cincinnati finishing 3rd, but I think it's within the game of Baltimore.
might come down.
We cool with. We just gotta call it like we see it, bro.
Yeah. My 3rd place team is going to be the Ravens. Something tells me Lamar. Something's going to happen to Lamar. I don't know what. Like he could get hurt. I think he's going to miss a few games. I really do. It seems like every other year or so for him.
I mean, he does. Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you. Their defense was terrible. Was not good in spots last year. You lost Patrick Queen. You're probably your best defensive. There's something
where did he
right
go?
about
Where
Baltimore.
did Patrick Queen go to?
The Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
I forget that he traded. That should have. Damn it.
Right.
They were pretty pissed.
They signed him in free agency.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. There's just something with Baltimore that I don't like. There's something to miss with them. So
you got them 3rd.
No, I got them 2nd, but I got them in a game ahead of.
Okay, I got the Ravens 3rd. I got the Ravens 3rd.
Yeah.
Bobby, who you got 2nd?
Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
Right.
They finally have a real quarterback. And I like the additions that they made on defense. I like the way I believe that their 2nd-year defense players will develop, like Porter Jr. It's back to it's going to be like good old-fashioned 1980s AFC Central football this season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that takes me back.
Yeah, my number 2 is going to be your Cleveland Browns. Like I said, I'm going to respect the Ravens defending champs. The records are going to be pretty close, but I think they both win 11. Cleveland and Baltimore, but I think Baltimore will have the tiebreaker and hold on to first place. But so I got Cleveland as the number 2 team. It's gonna be I got Cleveland and Baltimore 11-6, and I got the other two 9-8. So it's like right there, man.
Yeah.
Sam?
I've got the Browns here. I agree that the Browns are going to be scary this year, but I just it's Tomlin, man. It's Tomlin, and he's going to have a capable QB. I think he's going to drag Russ out of the depths, and if he doesn't, then he elevates Fields. And I think that's how they get it done.
Scott?
Yeah, I got Baltimore second. I don't feel good about it, but I got him finishing second. I'm going to give him respect. I'm going to give the defending champs respect.
Yeah.
So I got
remember we all shit on them last year, and a bunch of them had them last and in third place and shit.
Yeah, but I think they're a worse team this year than last year. To be honest,
no, I hear you on that one. I mean, I would say Roquan is
if you're
probably
finishing last in this division and still have a winning record, you know what I mean? Like
know what
I mean? That's what's going to happen. The fourth place team's going to be 9-8 this year at worst. So
the team I finished second is Burrow, Bodkins, and Bengals, baby. We're finishing second this year. Hey,
he said it. He said it. They definitely finishing last now.
Arrows arm literally falls off with a pass. Like
you don't come to camp looking like Cody Rhodes trying to finish the story like Joey B. And finish last.
Whoa!
Listen, if in opening day against the Patriots, Joe Burrow comes out to the Cody Rhodes music, I'm going to think something really strange is going on here. Because
football has more than one family. Whoa!
I'm in, baby. I'd be fired up.
Where the hell is On Anderson with him? Where the hell is On with him? That's all. That's what I want.
Got help coming.
I got the Bengals finishing second. Bobby, who's finishing first in this division?
Oh, dang.
The Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are finishing first, and our coronation begins September 8th at 1:25 Pacific time when we throttle the Dallas Cowboys on Fox. These dudes are fed up, man.
In Tom Brady's that's Tom Brady's debut as an announcer.
Yep. Tom Brady's going to be in attendance. The dog pound's going to be jumping. These dudes are just tired. They're fed up of the disrespect from the media because these guys don't like one player on the team. Look across the NFL. You will see it. Who has the best offensive line in the league? Oh, the Browns have a top 3 group. Who has the best defensive line? The Browns. All these individual rankings, you see the Browns there. Where do you think the Browns are as a team? 25th. Because you don't like one player on the roster.
Right.
If Ryan Tannehill was our quarterback, national media would be picking us to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that, but
it's just because
I'm like,
they don't like one on the roster. They refuse to give the entire team respect. So we're gonna take it, just like we took it when the Niners came to town. We're gonna take it. So starting week 1 against the Cowboys, and we're gonna take it the whole season to the division title. First time since the last time 80 or 90, 94.
Hey, Bobby, that should be
early to mid 90s, right?
Yeah. As long as Deshaun Watson is your quarterback, though, just take it. Probably shouldn't be the team's tagline. Just saying.
No, it works even better. Just take it with a Nike check on it.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm going Baltimore, and I'm going to have them tied at 11 wins with Cleveland. And just beating them out by the tiebreaker. But again, just like I said last year, if Deshaun Watson is 80% of what he was in Houston, and if Cleveland wins that division, I see Cleveland in the AFC title game if they win that division. But I like Baltimore. I'm going to pick Baltimore. But if Cleveland wins that division, I think I see them in the AFC title game.
That's a peppery take, isn't it, Scott? Can you tell him it's a peppery take? Go ahead. Pepper. Can you say Pepper? Do it.
Sam, who you got finishing winning this division?
I have the Steelers winning this division. I'm going to go for it. I'm a Tomlin believer. I'm a Tomlin truther, baby. I think they figure out the recipe and they make it work, and that's who I'm going for. And I don't even like the quarterback.
Scott?
I'm with Bobby. Cleveland Browns. I mean, they're the best defense in the division, I think.
Oh, hot take. Don't do it, hot take.
That's
Don't
number
do it,
one.
baby.
Number
Baby,
two,
no.
I think Deshaun Watson can figure out how to get David Njoku into the game plan, like Flacco did. I don't see where Cleveland loses many ball games this year. I think they're going to smoke Dallas opening week. I think they can put a big number up on Dallas, something like 31-7 or something, 31-10.
Woo! Woo!
They're at home. Their defense is notoriously really good at home, and as Bobby said, I think they got a point to prove to a lot of people that they need to be taken seriously. So
that's what I'm saying. Legal. He don't need to be Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson.
No,
he just
he
needs
does
to be 75-80% of that. Who besides 15 in Kansas City? Who else do you see going into Cleveland to win an AFC title game against Cleveland? Against that defense, who else do you trust in the AFC besides 15?
CJ Stroud and the Texans.
That's
really you would trust him in his second year.
I would pick the Texans. Yeah,
I mean, I would pick Cleveland. That would be a hell of a game. It'd be fun to watch, but I would still pick Cleveland to win that game.
There's a guy named Aaron Rodgers I'd still take.
Yeah, but I mean, is he even going to be able to walk by then?
Yeah, he's already playing.
It don't matter. He playing now. This is what
all he got to do. All he got to do is go do some more ayahuasca and things like that, Johnny, and he'll be right back.
Night retreat. Yeah.
All right. So here's the other quarterback I would say, and it's because the Chiefs aren't in the AFC title game. Josh Allen. If Josh Allen gets the AFC Championship game, he's very dangerous with his legs.
Yeah,
he's not. He doesn't have the weapons and wide receiver, but if he's got to run 10 to 12 times. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's Buffalo's defense.
You need 13 seconds to beat that defense.
Right. It's Buffalo's. That's what I'm saying. Buffalo's defense gonna be able to stop Cleveland, though.
I agree, but the point I'm making is Kansas City is not in the title game, and that's his kryptonite is the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Ronald.
So that's the only reason I would say Josh Allen. Other than that, I would say it's Pat Mahomes and maybe CJ Stroud. But other than that, I think Joe
Burrow's like 0 for 8, or else I would say against the Browns.
I like CJ Stroud, but to say that in his second year, you think he can go into Cleveland in an AFC title game and
I give him a 25%.
I mean, it's always possible. But I wouldn't pick him. I wouldn't put money on him.
No, I would give him a 25% chance to go into Cleveland and win it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But 25%, sure, but I'm not putting money on that.
Right. No, I'm not putting money on it either.
Like I said, if it ain't 15, I see it being difficult to go into Cleveland.
I'd put money on it because the Texans probably wouldn't be favored, so I'd definitely put money on it.
True.
Right.
That's true.
Let me address these two goofies, man. First, Ron.
that was a good one, though, with the Doodoo Brown.
Well, what color were the Falcons when they were blowing that 28-3 lead? No. All right. And I'm legal, I swear. See, this is when you know people just be talking out of their butt. First, let's go to that. Justin Fields is 0-2 against the Browns. One game he went there, he only generated 1 yard of offense. So let's cut that out. Second, you say Deshaun Watson is Sam Bradford right now. Last time Sam Bradford was the starter in the NFL, he threw 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, completed 71% of his passes. So I'll take that. Anybody else got anything for the boy while I'm on fire?
Get him, Bobby.
Anybody else want a piece?
Bobby, before we get I got the Brownies winning the damn thing too. I didn't make my prediction.
You better put some respect on Bobby G's name.
Telling Joey B on you. You're out of the club now.
Hey, save the receipts. Yeah, he will. He's
got him. He's got him.
He's got him
right now. Just staple.
It's all love, though.
Bobby, before we get up out of here, go ahead and tell let people know where they can find you.
I know Fridays, I'm on Audible. That's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. 4 Pacific. Me and Wildcard
Yes,
Martin doing
Alan,
that.
it is.
After that, you can catch me back on the LTS Network in the Hoop. Myself, Scott, along with Whit, Jay and Alan. And then just recently, I just brought back Game Time 216 Wednesdays, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. So if you want to talk about Cleveland, you want to cash in some of those receipts, I'm leaving, I swear. Hey, come join me Wednesdays at 3 Eastern.
Johnny, you got any last and final thoughts before we get up out of here tonight?
Yeah, man, just fun show. You know what I'm saying? Again, like we talked about to start off the show, just, every day is not promised. So, you know what I'm saying? Give your loved ones some hugs and, you know what I'm saying, whatever fences need mending, mend them. You know what I'm saying? Just stop holding grudges. You know what I'm saying? Life is too short for that shit. Have fun. Enjoy your life. And looking forward to the next show, man.
Amen to that. Sam, final thoughts here.
Guys, we're talking about football.
Yes.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it grand?
Is.
Get a surge of joy. Don't care how my team's going to do. Hot take. I'm excited about football, and I'm going to be excited about it. I think it's great talking football with you guys. It's right around the corner already. Seems to kind of sneak up on us, even though we all look forward to it every year. I love football. I love you guys. I love this show. That's it for me.
Aww.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal a phrase from the Jim Ross podcast. Tomorrow's a never given. Hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them.
What up,
do something nice for somebody.
Yes.
And just be there for people when they need you. To lean on and stuff like that. That's all. That's the theme. That should be the theme of the show tonight. Besides the AFC North is do something nice for somebody tomorrow.
What's
Amen
up, Rick?
Hey,
Welcome,
Pepper,
Rick.
Scott. Hey, Pepper.
And please, again, folks,
Rick, what's up?
something
Thanks
nice.
for tuning in.
There is a description in our descriptions to GoFundMe for my friend Thomas Lyon, who was murdered last Friday by a drunk driver, saving his 2 children, and leaving. Not only left behind is his family and friends, his 2 children, and his unborn child that's on the way. The GoFundMe is in the description of this podcast. If you find it in your heart to donate whatever, whether it's $2, $3, just a little bit goes a long way, and for a family in time of need. Thomas, I started the show. Thomas was very genuine, one of the nicest genuine. I call him a kid because he was 29 years old and I'm 12 years older. And when I met him, he was such a young man. Party kid, and I enjoyed that obviously from him, and then just to be able to watch him grow up and how much he loved his kids, to be a dad. I remember the first time he met my son. My son was 3 years old, and Thomas came to my house, and my son, being the ornery ass that he is, spit on Thomas, and I felt embarrassed. So it's like, Jaden Ryan, don't be doing that. And Thomas just calm, cool, and collected as always, just looked at me and said, "Don't worry, Nick, this is his domain. He's just letting me know he runs the show here." And that's just kind of the person Thomas was. Always helping people, a very, loving guy. Man, there's so many people in the world that they got second chances that probably didn't deserve them. And Thomas, he deserved, every chance that he could get because he was just a great person that walked God's green earth. And he'll be missed by all his family and friends. Again, if you can find it in your heart, in your pocketbook, I know times are tough on everybody. But whatever you can do, whatever you can give, there is a GoFundMe in the link in the description of this podcast. Just click that and help this family out in time of the need. Nonetheless, folks, this has been another great episode of the LTS show. This is our therapy for all of us. We all got life that happens. Hopefully, if you got life that happens, and you come on in the comment section and are trolling, hopefully you get the mental vacation, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what sports is. That's what we do. That's what this show is, just a nice mental vacation. So come back and join another mental vacation with us Monday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern.
All love, baby. All love.
Sam, hit that outro.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.